Hi guys, I wanted to share everything that I made in the past week before my market, which is tomorrow. In case any of these sell, I just wanted to share them before. So I made two more drifts. This is my regular Modavira rainbow blankie yarn. I love this yarn. This is the softest and nicest yarn to use for drift or things like that. This is the worst yarn I have ever worked with. So this is the Bad Bernat blanket yarn. It is awful to work. It is very spongy and so hard on my hands, it's killing me. I think I have skein or two left and I just want to get rid of it. It actually looks really good in drift. My lighting is not the best because it is an overcast today, but still, you can see it looks pretty good in drift. And I also made one snake just because I'm working through it and I just want to get rid of it. And I think these are the plushies it looks the best with. Second yarn that is the worst is this one. It's also Bernat blanket yarn. I hate it, but it actually looks pretty cute in these kittens. Usually with my kittens, I put them in a mystery boxes, but I don't put them all at the same times. I will probably put one in mystery box and the other one on the shelf. So if it sells out of the mystery box, perfect. If not, I'm still fine. So I have two of those. This is probably the only thing I could make with them to look nice, just to get rid of the yarn. I remade this one because this is what sold last time. These are always selling, but I couldn't be bothered to make more. Again, this is Value Ball rainbow yarn. Unfortunately discontinued. This was my favorite yarn Spotlight has ever come with. And these three girls are the new pattern. I'm not sure what the pattern is. I'm just gonna put it on the screen because it's a new pattern and I forgot. So I did it in three different yarns. So this is Hobby Toucan, this is Alice Veluto, and this is again Bernat blanket, which is similar size to Modavira blanket yarn. This ugly yarn is the similar size as Modavira blanket yarn. Usually Bernat blanket is a bit smaller than Modavira blanket yarn. So I just tested three sizes to help me decide which ones I want to make. This one is perfect for my $15 bin. I used to have mini kittens in this size in actually an ugly pattern from Instagram and they would still sell. I would make them in a random colors and for $15 kids were buying them. This one, since it is Alice Veluto, I put it on a swing. My swing animals are $25, so I'm happy to charge a bit more for this one. And with Alice Veluto, it is a more pricey yarn, so yeah. And again, I just tested this yarn to see the size. This is gonna be perfect for my mystery boxes, and I think this could actually fit my $15 mystery box. So yeah, another way to get rid of this yarn. This is all, but not all. I have one big make this week that I want to share. Let's squeeze him here. It is toothless. Let me move all of these aside so I can show you better. This is Night Fury Light Fury pattern from Snuggle Beans Crochet, and in that pattern at the bottom you have a mod for spluting toothless. So I decided to try this as a spluting. I'm gonna pop a picture. I already made this pattern in a Hobby Toucan yarn and I was selling that one for $80 and I sold quite a few of them. So I just wanted to change it a bit to try a different yarn. This is Modavira blanket yarn. This yarn is honestly killing my hands. I can't work with it a lot. I did him over 2 days and by the end of the day today I was done. I just couldn't handle it anymore. So he is spluting. So I just slightly changed the angle so you can see him spluting. So it is the same as her other spluting animals series. The only difference between this one and the original Light Fury pattern is in the body and the arms. But I actually made a mistake and I didn't change the body because I forgot to switch to the bottom part of the pattern. So my body is actually like the original body for the sitting version. Honestly, I prefer it this way because it is smaller and chubbier. If it was for the splitting animal, the body would be more elongated, but this way it's smaller and chubbier, and I do prefer it. I didn't want to go back and frog it just to make it bigger because my hands were killing me and I couldn't work with this yarn anymore. So yeah, I'm happy with what he looks like. He's not too big, not too small. I love the size. He would probably be around $120 just because he took a 1.5 skein and it's a lot of work. It's killing my hands, and yeah. You can see his eyes are actually changing color from green to blue. It's not just green, but I like it. I've sold a couple of toothless with these eyes and I love it. So yeah, he's cute, and honestly I'm not sure if I prefer this or the sitting one. Maybe this one, just because this one can also sit, but it can also split, so it's a cute make. That's everything I made this week. Tomorrow I have market back at uni. It is my second to last. Oh yeah, you can see my t-shirt. I'm knitting a summer t-shirt. Just a sneak peek here. This is such a beautiful material. And I also finished this weekend, I finished cable sweater. So yeah, I've been knitting still more than crocheting, but honestly I am happy with everything I made. It is definitely more than I've been making lately, so I just wanted to share before my market. Hi guys, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. My name is Tiana and I am the maker behind Also Stitched, and today we have a market recap, which is gonna be a very short one because this was the worst market this year. As you saw in the footage before, I showed you everything I made before market just in case anything sells, and I did sell one thing out of 5 in total that I have sell on this market, which was, I'm gonna keep it short because there is not a lot to talk about this market. It was my regular Uni Market, which I told you in my last video, it can be really good and it can be disaster, and this time it almost was. I mean, it wasn't the worst market there I have ever had, but it was a great contender for the worst market ever. I literally had only 5 sales. It was so boring, it was such a long day, and all of my friends felt it. Everyone had the worst market ever, everyone started packing early, it was disaster. So I'm just gonna jump straight into my sales because I can count them on one hand and we will be quick. So my first sale was lobster. It was, I think you pronounce it Leonard or Leonard, I'm not sure. I apologize for my bad pronunciation of the names. It is the lobster from Tracy from Travel Crochet, which I pattern tested for her. It is a really good looking lobster. It was a nice and quick make. When I was making it, I had a regret because I thought, who the hell is gonna buy a lobster? And little did I know that there are weirdos who love lobsters. and this girl, she was obsessed. She even told me fun stories about lobsters because I asked her, please, I'm just curious, why lobster? Why out of the all animals you are a huge fan of lobsters? And she told me some fun facts about lobsters that I didn't know, and I don't recall what she said because short memory, I guess. But it was fun to hear because honestly I don't see myself making another lobster because I don't think as an animal it is something that's very popular or huge seller. So yeah, she just saw me on my last market and decided that this time she's gonna buy it, and that was it. I sold it for $40 and I'm happy with it. I don't think I'm gonna make another one because honestly I thought that plushie is gonna be one of those plushies that are really hard to sell, and I still do think that it would be hard to sell it if it wasn't for her. One of my other plushies that sold was the Drift the Octopus that you saw in the previous clip that I made in that Bernat blanket gray yarn. As much as I don't like that gray yarn, that Drift looked really good in that yarn, so I will be definitely remaking that one and probably using up the whole skein or two, I don't know how many I have left, just to finish all the drifts and possibly sell them because it is a good color. And that Bernat blanket is very thick and squishy and like gummy. I don't even know how to explain the feeling of that yarn. It works really great for tentacles, how they are curling and how they are squishing. My next plushie was Mushroom Pop-Up. That was my return buyer. He bought, I think, Totoro last time, and this time he just grabbed a Mushroom Pop-Up. He didn't even know it was pop-up until I showed him, and he was, oh, even better. I sell my pop-ups for $20. I used to sell them mushrooms for 18, but I put them all in one basket and it sold for 20. Next, I sold one Labubu. Labubu was downgraded to my $15 basket and it sold. And I had one in a mystery box, but none of my mystery box sold this time and none of my snap tabs sold. So I was happy to see one Labubu go. And the other thing I sold was a axolotl on a swing. I sell those for $25. And that's all. That's 5 plushies I have sold this time, and that was grand total of $130. I'm not complaining. My stall fee plus parking is only $30, so I was still $100 in plus. I have one more market till the end of the semester. At the moment, I'm not sure if I'm going. I did tell them that I would be back for the last one, but we'll see. At the moment, temperatures in Sydney are over 30, which is ridiculously hot for this early start of spring. There is a storm coming that day, which I will see if I will go because the weather is changing like in hours. One day it is forecasted rain, the other day it's forecasted sunshine, so I don't know. I have up until day before to cancel the market, so I'm waiting till the last minute to see if I will go. If it's gonna rain or be windy, I'm not going. I just can't be bothered, especially if I know it's gonna be a bad market again, so I'm just fine with it. So yeah, that was my grand total of $130 and 5 plushies sold. But I'm still happy because all of the plushies that sold were plushies that were not selling, or I expected them not to sell. So axolotl on a swing, I actually made 5 of them and this is the first one I've sold. I don't know why the axolotl were not selling, only the yellow cheeks, but I'm fine to see one go. I'm fine to see one Labubu gone, lobster, drift in the yarn that I didn't like. So yeah, all the plushies that sold, I'm happy to see them go. I should be preparing for my bigger market that comes in November. It is my makers market. It's one of my best performing markets, but I'm just not panicking and overworking because I think I have over $2,000 of plushie inventory. I didn't check it and I'm just not stressed. This is the last time I will be bringing my hair accessories to the market, and I will be clearancing everything when it comes to my hair accessories. That used to be my past business, which I closed this year, and I've been slowly working through my stash. I do still have a lot of fabric and I could sew even more scrunchies, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna do. I would rather keep the fabric in stash as fabric rather than have overflow of scrunchies. What I plan to do is heavily reduce prices on my hair accessories and just try to sell them out. If that is not possible, I will be donating everything. Second, I will be also bringing my embroidery clothing. I don't have a lot and I also don't plan to make more. I will be lowering prices on my leftover t-shirts and bags just to get rid of my stock, because for the next year I plan on making only crochet and just continuing with that and trying to get rid of all the other stock I have. That's why I'm not panicking to make more stock for this market, even though this is potentially good market for me. I don't want to be left over with a huge amount of stock. So the only thing I will be preparing is gonna be $15 and $20 items, some love cats, some drifts and things that are selling. I don't think I will be making any bigger plushies. So yeah, that is my plan for the upcoming market. After that, I have 3 more markets, but I will think about those markets after the big one. After I see how much stock I have left and what will happen with them, we'll see. That's my future problem. So I do have one more thing to show you, because Liza from Coco's Crochet, I'm sure if you follow her, you know she announced charity she will be donating this year. I mean next year, because we have 6 months to prepare for the donation for this charity. I was really pleasantly surprised that we are gonna be donating for a charity that is focused on children, which is so nice, because we can also donate our plushies, we can donate baby blankets. There is so much we can make. The blanket I am making is not gonna be a baby blanket, it still can fit a child, I mean teenagers. I'm not sure what is their age group. I think she mentioned early teens, so I assume anyone until 15, 16 can also fit the category. It's gonna be a nice blanket. I'm making it out of the granny squares. I have finished one skein. I have 14 squares at the moment and I still have another skein to finish. I usually work on this blanket on the market, but at that last market I just wasn't feeling crocheting blankets, so I didn't do anything. I was knitting. I don't remember what I was knitting. But when she announced that we will be donating also beanies and things like that, I do have 15 beanies that I made over the winter in my stash. Even though those beanies are considered adult beanies, now actually they're considered one size fit all. I did take them on a couple of my markets and people try them on kid size head and they do fit because they are stretched. They are 1x1 rib beanies and they are really stretched. I'm gonna show you in a second. Those beanies considered one size can fit adults, but for example my son, he's only 11, he has adult size head, he fits these beanies easily, and I've seen people trying these beanies on a 6-year-olds and they do fit. So I'm not stressed about my adult beanies. I will still be donating them, but I just couldn't help myself and I went and made some baby beanies, which were really cute and fun make. For these beanies I'm destashing my acrylic yarn. I just want to clear out my acrylic yarn stash and it feels so good, especially for the baby beanies. Out of 40 grams of yarn, I can make a beanie. It is such a nice feeling. I went a bit crazy. I'm gonna show you all the beanies I made since then. I think it's been around week or 10 days since she announced. I'm gonna start with adult beanie because this is the only adult beanie that I made this week. That's what I want to show you. They are all folded, so no matter the depth of the child's head, you can just fold it even more and it will fit. But since they are 1x1 ribbing, they do expand. So this is the only adult one and this is the mini one. This is actually the baby size. I mean, let me show you the difference. So this is adult and this is considered baby size. For the pattern, I went for the adult beanies. I'm using Passionate Kelsey YouTube tutorial. It is her double-stranded beanies. These are also double-stranded, but you can't see that very well because of the colors. I will show you another example with different colors. These are such a quick make because they are made on 8mm needles. So it is a quick make, it is a quick stash busting. I enjoy working on a small circumference and doing 1x1 rib. I don't know what it is about 1x1 rib, but it is very rhythmic and relaxing for me. I can make this really quickly and really helping me relax my anxiety. So that's why I love making this. But for this mini one, I still wanted double-stranded beanie, but Kelsey, she has one size beanie. She didn't offer any different sizes, so I went on Ravelry, and I remembered that Pro Soho has a lot of free beanie patterns, so I went and searched their patterns and found that they have 1x1 ribbed beanie on 8mm needles. I don't think they call it double-stranded, but I just did the double-stranded and the size fit perfectly. They don't have the creases for the crown. They only have like pull the yarn through and cinched in, but I did follow Passionate Kelsey the creases for the crown just because I do prefer this look. It is really nice and neat. So yeah, I technically combined two patterns to get the size. So for this one you cast on 56 stitches, and for this one you cast on 44. For this one I knit until I have the length of 11.5 inches. I apologize, I'm talking in inches because the patterns are in inches and I didn't even translate that for myself. And for this one I was actually counting rows. I was knitting 30 rows before 3 rows of the crease, and here 11.5 inches until I get to 3 rows of the crease. And that's it. Between these two you can only go like 2 or 3 sizes. So this is 44, you can go 48, 52, and then this is 56. So there are only 2 sizes in between. I did try them, but sizes do also vary of the yarn thickness. This yarn is a bit thicker, so I don't have a baby to try this on if this is gonna be 6 months old or 1 year or 2 or 3, I don't know, but whoever gets this in charity will be able to separate for the sizes, and this looks small enough to fit a 1-year-old, so I think it will work perfectly. All of these beanies I do plan taking on my next market, even though I started this project as destashing and working for charity. I will still bring it to this market because this market has a potential to sell. If I can sell 1 or 2 and recoup some of the money for my yarn, I'll be happy to do it. I have 6 months to make more beanies. I made 12 beanies in a week, so you can only imagine how much can I make till April. So if I sell a couple of them, I will be easily remake them. And I assume I will have over 50 beanies by that time because I already have 30. I'm looking forward to making more beanies. I enjoy working on beanies. I don't know what it is. I think probably that rhythmic 1x1 ribbing, and yeah. I'm just gonna show you quickly all the other beanies. I'm trying to remember if I need to say anything other about this pattern. For example, for this mini beanie, double-stranded, you only need 20 grams of one color and 20 grams of other color. Let me show you a better example of what I mean by colors. So for example, this one, there is 20 grams of blue and 20 grams of this variegated color. So these are perfect stash busters. Small amount of yarn is needed. If you have a small balls, like 20 grams balls of yarn, you can double strand it and make this pretty quickly. And I do love how colorful these are and how nice they are looking, and I think kids will love this. So let me quickly show you other hats. This is just this is also double stranded, but it is in the same yarn, so there is not a lot of variation going on. Some of these I made casting on 44, some of them 48, some of them 52, so they do differ in size, but they are still pretty cute. So for example, this is white and light pink, really nice. I have this one, pink and purple. This one is a bit bigger, I think, but still smaller than adult one. Here it is next to adult one. This could be more like a toddler version. So yeah, this one is very tiny and it's really nice and soft yarn. They're all different yarns. For some of them I used some mandala ombre, for some of them I used marble 8-ply or spot saver 10-ply. There were multiple options I was using. This one is tiny. This one is fun. So yeah, those are all the beanies that I've been making for the past week. It's a lot. I don't know, when something hits me, I go crazy and I can't stop. I have stopped since, and because I've been working on some my other knits, I have not been crocheting because that market kind of put me off and I'm not in a rush to make any more plushies. So yeah, this was a quick and short video. There's not a lot you can talk when you have a disaster market, and yeah, unfortunately not every market is a good market, and that's fine. So that's all. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy crafting.